Hello. Today I will start some new tutorial. It's about endgame, the most mathematical, but also for some people the most annoying part of the game. Uh, what I will do today, I think the endgame tutorial should be split in some parts, so I will do an introduction today about how to calculate value of moves in local situations in endgame, and later on, we will study some Yose Tesujis and fighting spirit and some other principles that are important in Yose. So anyway, for today we will take it slowly. The reason I do this is that usually when I teach uh, at my workshops, when I take this topic endgame, most people fall asleep after like 10 minutes. So I will really focus to keep my lesson like 10-15 minutes. I hope I can do it. Okay, so I will put some position. So this is just to show that on the upper side this is black territory and here is white territory. Okay, so what we are interested in is the value of a move on the second line. If black plays, he plays A, and if white plays, he plays B. So how to calculate the value of such move? Okay, so first of all we have to figure out how both players will play. Because black can play A, but he can also play B, so there are many variations. But for the sake of learning how to count, we will assume that in this particular situation, uh, both players will play Honey and Connect. So if black plays, we can expect something like this. And if white plays, if black plays somewhere else and white plays, we can expect something like this. Okay, also we assume that, okay, I put some more stones just to be on the safe side. So we assume that in this kind of situation, moves like B13 are not possible, so just white will have to follow up with the normal continuation. Okay, so what is important to know in such situations is that when we calculate, we have to read the sequence until the very end. So after white plays like this, for example, we have to figure out what will happen here in the future. And this concept of Sente-Gote comes into play here. For black to play this move, it's Gote, so this means that white basically managed to play a very large move in Sente, which is normally not good for black. And from white, if white gets a chance, he can play in Sente this. So because black is Gote, white is Sente, we assume that white will get this move. So normally black plays some other large point on the board, and then white can continue like this. Against this, black cannot block, so he has to no B. And again, for black to block is Gote, and for white is Sente. So again, white has the right to play this once more. So this is a realistic assessment of what will happen in the future after white played Hane and connection. It's very important in the Go game to be realistic about something. We can hope that maybe we will get the move. Despite whites being Sente, we can hope with black to get the move, but this is not a realistic point of view because black also has to play some larger move on the board, which means that when white play here, normally black cannot ignore because he stands to lose a lot of territory. So this is the normal way of thinking here. After white played Hane in connection, we calculate all the way until the end, and this is what we get. This is the variation when white played. And now let's check the variation when black plays. So something like this. We have the same, white will play some other place on the board, and then black has the right to play like this. Okay, so finally we managed to figure out in both cases what will happen when white play and when black play. And now what we have to do at the end is to compare the two variations and add the differences in the territory. I will show you immediately what I mean. So you have to remember basically those two variations. Right now may be easy because I'm show you the visual outcome. It's easy to remember, but in a real game you have to actually make the effort to have this in your mind, so to compare these two variations in your mind. Okay, so we notice that if we compare Black's territory in this variation with Black's territory in this variation, we notice that we have some stones inside here, so 7 points are difference in Black's territory, and also in White's territory is the same because the shape is symmetrical, also 7 points. Okay, and at the end what we have to do is we have to add those two numbers, so the increase in White territory and the increase in Black territory in both cases, or the decrease is the same, but it should be for both players, so the decrease for both Black and White. We add those two and we get a final number of 14, which is the value of a move in this area. Now some people ask me, I say, okay, so what is the value of a move here? And so people ask me for Black or for White. This is a not relevant question. This value is for both players. So it's the local value of a move in this area would be 14 points. Okay, so now let's change a little bit the shape, and I will put some extra move with White, something like this, and we have to calculate again the value of a move here. And we do the same sequence like before. So White plays it's something like this, then Black plays some other place, and then we have this. This is what will happen when White plays. And when Black plays, okay, so this time on the first line for White is Gote, for Black is Sente, so White will play some other large point, and Black has the right to play here, to which White has to extend. But this time, because we have a move at c7, for Black is also Gote to play on the first line, so for both players is Gote. So who will get this in the end? Normally we make, when for both players is Gote, we make a 50-50. But in this particular position, actually, if White plays a move at a8 at some time, when we reach like two points value of move, for White this would be almost Sente at this stage, because he can capture one stone and then threaten to play on the first line at a11. So now it will be interesting. For example, let's say, okay, Black plays some other place and White plays here. And now let's make another exercise and calculate the value of a move here. This can get a bit difficult, but we assume that when Black plays, Black just plays like this. And when White captures, Black will answer, because we are at the stage of very small moves already. So to play the move at a11 is quite big. So by the way, we have a new exercise. We can also calculate the value of a11. So let's do that also. One more thing that I have to say now is that when we calculate the value of Sente moves, we have to double the value. This is because after playing this Sente move, for example, if it's a 3-point Sente move, you get another 3-point move on the board, so this makes a total of 6 points profit. So if Black doesn't answer here, so if Black answers, we get this situation, and if Black doesn't answer and White plays, we notice that White in Sente managed to steal 2 points from Black already. And then we go back a little bit to this variation. When Black plays this, he economized 2 points, and then he has the possibility to get this ko, which it's another good question. What is the value of such a move? It appears very often at the end of the game. And to do this, okay, let's read also the value of this move. So we have this ko. This is the smallest possible move on the board, because if White plays, White connects, so it's 0 for both. If black plays, he can take ko, so he make 1 point of profit, but then he has to play another move to close the ko. So with 2 moves, black can make 1 point, which means that the total value is 0 plus 2 moves divided by, like 1 point divided by 2 moves, so half a point. So the total value of this move is half a point. So this is even less than 1 point move. So this kind of moves are the last that we should play in the game. This is important for double-digit Q players, especially because I often see people connecting this stone because it's in Atari when there are moves on the board that are worth like 2 or 3 points, and this move is only half point. Okay. So we go back a little bit. So what is the value of a move here now? If black blocks, he makes 2 points profit, and he has this capture of half point left behind. So actually, if white plays, okay, so he steals 2 points from black. So the difference in these two variations is 2 points plus this half point that black can get. So let's say 2 points and a half. But in center for white, so the center we should calculate double. So it's pretty big move at this stage. It gets to like 5 points to play at A11. So this is why normally when white captured, black has to play. So this means that white captured in center. So if we go back even a little bit more, because we wanted to see the value of such move, if white can capture in center here, he can destroy 1 point of territory for black, and then he profits also half point from capturing the stone. Why is half point? Because after this there is a ko left behind, so this is a profit for black. This ko is a half point profit for black. White already managed to capture 1 stone, so he has 1 point profit. So the total profit is here is a half point for white. But black lost this point at A11 in this other valuation. So total is 1.5 points for white, but this is center, so we double it and it gets to 3 points. So now back to my discussion. So what I wanted to say here is that for black to play is gote, and for white to play is like 3 points value. So if we arrive at a stage when the value of moves is 3 points or less, I think white will get the chance to play this move. It will be kind of almost center for white. Okay, so at the end we assume that the variation will end like this. And now we have to compare these two variations. When white played, he played like this. When black played, he played like this. So in black's territory, we notice that it's the same 7 points difference. But this time in white's territory, and this is quite normal that it should be like this, white's territory it's a little bit smaller. We notice how far the stones go, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so final conclusion, it's that the value of this it's 7 plus 5, it's 12 points this time. So the value of a move in this area has decreased by 2 points because I placed one more stone at C7. And if I do the same thing here and I put another black move here, we can do exactly the same calculation, and this time it will be 5 and 5, so the total value of the move will be 10 points, which means that again the value of move decreased even more. Okay, so let's continue even more with this, and we move the black stone from here and put it here. So we assume that the same thing happened. If white plays, he plays like this. And if black plays, he plays like hand and connect. Okay, so when white plays, how to calculate what will happen next in this situation? This is very easy, because for both of them this is gote play. We calculate 50-50, so basically this should be the correct outcome here. Okay, so this is the final position when white played. And we go back and let's see what happens when black plays. After black plays like this, white will play other point on the board, and black can play this Incente. Then black plays some other part of on the board, and much later white will play this Incente. So we get this. So we notice black's territory is again the same, 7 points. No, actually not. No. Okay, so let's calculate this time what happens. So it's this is the variation when black played, and the variation when white played, we had it. Okay, we have it here. Basically, we have here the variation when white played. So this is the two variations. This is one and this is the other. Okay, so to calculate now, this time black's territory decrease only by 3 points. Let's look at this. Okay, so we notice that this time the difference is those 3 points here. And white's territory is the same 5 as before. Those 5 points. So this will make a total of 8 points. And we can play like this even more. If I move the stone from here and I put it here, we notice now that if both players play honey and connection, the total value of the move will be 6 points. So 3 and 3. So we started from quite large with not many stones on both sides, quite large value of the moves. It was 14 points, and we notice how much smaller the move becomes if we have some stones inside the territory already. So each time, even if the shape looks similar, it's very important that we make the exercise to calculate the value of the move, because it's very easy to get tricked. The visual image looks pretty much the same, but in fact the outcome will be different. Okay, so basically this is the way to read the value of moves. We have to make these two diagrams in your head and then compare the increase in black and white territory, add them, and you get the final value of the move. Just for the sake of it, I wanted to say something in this variation. Okay, so how much is the value of a move on the first line? If white plays, if black plays, black will play like this. And if white plays, white will play like this. Okay, so this is pretty easy to count. Which variation I had? Okay, so this is one if white plays, and when black played, it was this. Okay, so we have these two variations, this and this. You can compare them, it's quite easy. So we notice there is only 1 point difference on each side, this and this. So the total value of this move is 2 points. Why did I point out this? Because this kind of 2 points, it's a very common move that you will find in endgame. Gote for both on the first line at the border of the territory. So once you know this, now it becomes very easy to calculate in smaller endgame. The value of moves should be very easy to calculate. So basically there is a gradual increase in value or decrease, depends how you want to put it, for the moves on the first line. Let's see. First of all, let's play again this kind of half point move. So yeah, this kind of position. So this will be half a point. If white connects is 0. If black plays with 2 moves, he makes 1 point. So the total value of this move is half point. Let's now try to change a little bit the position and find the move that is worth 1.5 points. Okay, I will put some extra moves here and I will remove this. Okay, so this is a 1.5 point example. If white plays, he makes 1 point. If black plays, he destroys this 1 point and then he can capture a half point move. So total value 1.5 points. So we have basically this is the actually I forgot to put the 1 point, so this would be something like this. Example of a 1 point move. If white plays at 8-12, he makes 1 point. If black plays, he destroys 1 point. Total value 1 point. So the smallest move in the Go game is half a point. Then we have 1 point. We can have 1.5 points, as I pointed out. Then we have 2 points, as I showed here. This is 2 points got a move. And so on. The value of moves can increase more and more. Just for the sake of it, let's move a little bit one stone, put it here. Now, how to calculate this kind of move on the first line? Let's try a little bit. If black plays, he plays like this. But if white plays, he plays like this. And then black has to connect, so white is center. And we notice the difference, it's 1 point in the white territory, this 1 point, and then these 2 points in black territory, a total of 3. But because white plays in center, the total value of this move is 6 points. So this makes a big difference, and it's a good, maybe good lesson for people who, in this kind of situation, especially beginners and double-digit Q players, make this mistake often. Connecting solidly in this kind of shape instead of the diagonal connection. If you look what happens in the end game, if you connect like this, then we have a 2 point move here, Kote for both. But if black connects differently, if black connects like this, then suddenly the value of the move here is 6 points and the white can play this in center, so black loses a lot of points. Okay, so this would be probably enough for today. What I want to ask you now is, let's take like a real game situation. For example, this kind of Joseki. Okay, sorry. Let's make it more clear with this kind of Joseki. And later white plays like this, and later black plays this. Okay, so this area is white territory, this area is black territory. And the exercise I propose you is to find out what is the value of a move at S15. If black captures, if white plays, we have to figure out what is the best move for white. So white can play like this to save the stone at S16. He can play like this, or he can play like this, or he can play like this, or you can play like this. So you have to figure out for yourself which is the best way. Some people even try this, but this I will show you right now. This is dangerous. And if it's black's turn to play, then white can capture this turn. So basically we can expect this kind of variation. Okay, so my question is what is the value of a move in this area? It's a good exercise, our very first problem, now that we know how to calculate value of moves, to identify the value of this move. You can leave comments on the YouTube channel about this. I will solve this problem in the next video, in the part 2 of the Jose tutorial. Okay, I hope it was not too much mathematics for you, and see you next time.